Let's go over the general motions of the neck. I'm not really trying to stretch the neck. Hopefully you've already done that with the power stretches earlier. And I'm not even really trying to expand the range of motion of the neck. Really what I'm doing is trying to experiment with what my range of motion is. Let's start simply with a nod. I'm going to look up, and then I'm going to look down. As soon as my neck gets stiff, I'm going to change the directions of it. At first, it might be small, but as your neck relaxes, you can certainly make the motion a little bit bigger. Don't push to the point of pain. Pain is bad. Look back forward. Very important. Always bring your neck to a neutral position before you move it again. That's going to help you avoid injury. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my head left and right, like I'm saying no. At first, it'll be small. As the muscles of the neck warm up, you could certainly make it bigger. Breathing will help your muscles relax. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Look back forward. Now I'm going to take one ear, press it to the shoulder, and then I'm going to press the other ear to the shoulder. Back and forth. Bring the neck back to neutral. Now I'm going to go ahead and press my ear down to one shoulder, roll the chin down to the chest, and then rock the other ear to the opposite shoulder. Pause for a second, and then roll the head back the other way. Doesn't have to be a big circle. Remember, we're trying to go within the range of how the neck moves, not past it. Also, you want to avoid rolling the neck to the back. That's a good way to injure your neck. Only go forward. Our first shoulder exercise will incorporate a little bit of our neck. Go and relax your arms at your side, and then I'm going to lift my shoulders up to the ear, squeeze, and then I'm going to press the shoulders down to the ground. As I lift the shoulders, I'm going to pull the neck down into the shoulders. As I press the shoulders down, I'm going to lift the head up towards the clouds, like a turtle hiding in its shell, and then the turtle poking its head out of the shell. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Our next shoulder exercise is going to be focusing on opening and closing the chest. So go ahead and start with the shoulders at the side. This is the open shoulder position, and take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth and try to squeeze the shoulders together in front. I'm actually trying to touch the back of my hands together. As I open the chest, I'm going to rotate the hands and try to touch the hands together in the back. You won't reach, don't worry about it. Exhale as we try to touch the hands in front. Inhale as the chest opens and we try to touch the hands in the back. Out through the mouth, in through the nose. And then relax the hands to the side. Let's put those two shoulder exercises together. Here's how that'll work. I'm going to start with my shoulders pressed down. I'm going to round the shoulders forward, touching the back of the hands together. Then I'm going to inhale and lift the shoulders up to the ear and roll them to the back, trying to touch the back of the hands together. Exhaling as I round the shoulders forward. Inhaling as I draw the shoulders backwards. Then we're going to change directions, trying to touch the hands together in the back, lifting the shoulders, trying to touch the hands together in the front, and dropping the shoulders. Exhaling as we squeeze the shoulders in the front. Inhaling as we squeeze the shoulders in the back. Now we're going to change that into a full circle. I'll lift the hands, press them to the side, and drop. Breathing in as the hands open, breathing out as the shoulders close. Then I'll change directions, inhaling as the shoulders open, exhaling as the shoulders close. These shoulder exercises are very important if you have any shoulder impingements. Maybe it'll help reduce how fast the shoulders degrade and you keep some of the mobility you already have. But there's a chance, and I've seen it happen, you stick with it and you keep moving within the range of motion, eventually that range may get bigger, and then you might get some of that shoulder flexibility back. As we move on to the elbows, I just want to point out that we don't want to hyperextend the elbow. The motion that I'm making is not flicking the arm outward, but rather pushing the hand away from me. We teach this as we throw a punch. Your arm is supposed to be relaxed in the beginning of the punch. At the end of the punch, all the muscles tense up. And as you do that, that will keep a natural bend to the elbow. What we're really trying to do is get all of the tendons that support the elbow on both sides to push through their sheaths. This can be a really good exercise if you suffer from tendonitis in the arm like tennis elbow. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to breathe in, I'm going to put my hands to my shoulders, and then I'm going to exhale and push my hands out in front. Shh. At the very end, I make my arms tight. That's why you see them shake. Again, I'm not throwing them outside. Try it a couple of times. Breathe in. Shoot the fingers forward. Similar exercise, but now I'm going to start with my hands behind my head. I'm going to inhale and then shoot the fingers straight up. Again, I'm not throwing the hands out. I'm shooting up and making my arms tight. Breathe in and out. In and out. In. I think that's what the kids call these days raising the roof. Moving on to the wrists, I'm going to start with my hands in this open position with my fingers pointing forward. I'm holding my hands here so you can see as I put my hands down, I'm going to wrap the fingers all the way around like I'm trying to touch my fingertips to my wrist. Then I'm going to lift the fingers up and I'm going to try to point them back towards my shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. Turning the wrist back to flat, I'm going to rotate the wrist to point the middle fingers towards each other, Then I'm going to rotate them to point the middle fingers away from each other. Breathing in, breathing out. Now we're going to put those two motions together. I'm going to start with my hands open. I'm going to rotate my hands towards the pinkies. Pinkies will rotate back towards the front, and I make tiger claws. Rotating towards the pinkies, I'll go real slow so you can follow. I'm going to breathe in, and then exhale as I make tiger claws. Shh. Shh. This would be an inside turn. Shh. Shh. Now I'm going to turn my hands towards the thumb. This would be an outside turn. Make tiger claws. Fingers pointing down, up, rotate out, tiger claw. Breathing in and out. Then turn the hands to the front, shake them, turn them towards the roof, shake them, turn the hands to the floor, shake them. Back to the front, back to the sky, back to the earth. And then you'll feel that bubbling like you've got sodas in the palm of your hands. That's really good for all the motions of all the spots in the wrist where the tendons come through. We're going to move on to the massage of the hands. As I massage the hands, I start from the wrist, right where all the tendons come together, and then I'll follow those tendons up the finger. I'm using my thumb to massage the palm. I'm using my index finger to massage the back of the hand. So I'm going to start with the pinky again, starting at the wrist. Work your way up through the palm and the back of the hand. Feel free to spend a little bit of time at each one of the knuckles. If you have one knuckle that gives you a little bit more issues than the rest, spend a little bit more time there. Once you're done with that finger, grab it on either side and just give it a gentle pull. You're not really trying to pop the finger when you do that. You're just trying to stretch the tendons that run all the way to the tip of the finger. If you do get a pop, it's not going to give you arthritis. That's an old wives' tale. If you got a pop, you probably needed it, especially if it felt good afterwards. So now I'm going to move on to the ring finger. Again, starting at the wrist, I'm going to work the palm and the back of the hand up to the knuckle of the ring finger. Massaging the ring finger itself all the way up to the tip, and then give it a gentle pull. Moving on to the middle finger, depending on how big your hand is, you might be able to do it from the pinky side. You might have to turn your hand around and do it from the thumb side. I'm going to go from my pinky side. Again, starting at the base of the wrist. Working up the palm and the back of the hand all the way up to the knuckle of the middle finger. Working up the finger itself to the tip of the finger. Grab a hold of it on either side and give it a gentle pull. Moving on to the index finger. This is definitely one I'm going to have to turn to the thumb side. Using my index finger at the base of the wrist and my thumb on the back of the hand. Working my way up the knuckle to the very tip of the finger. Give it a gentle pull. Moving on to the thumb, same spot. I'm going to start from the base of the wrist, work my way up the knuckles of the thumb. It's a little shorter so you get through it a little bit quicker, and then give it a little pull. Last part of the hand we're going to get to is right here in the webbing between the first finger and thumb. It's towards the back, right where the index finger and the thumb bones meet, almost at the wrist. If you use your thumb and index finger on either side and feel around in there, you're going to feel one pressure point that's especially sensitive. This one is supposed to be really good for headaches. If you got a headache on the left side of your head, you massage the right hand. If you have a headache on the right side of the head, you'll massage the left hand. Speaking of massaging the left hand, this is the bummer part because my right hand feels so good right now, but now it's going to massage the left hand. If you got a loved one or somebody that can massage your hands for you, that's awesome. Just make sure you turn around and do it for them too. So starting with my palm, on the pinky side, I'm using my thumb and index finger, working up the pinky of the left hand. Getting the palm and the back of the hand, working up to the knuckle. Working up the pinky finger to the tip of it. Grab it, give a gentle pull. Moving on to the ring finger, starting at the base of the wrist. Make sure you're moving the meat of the palm all the way up to the finger and then to the tip of that finger. Gentle pull. Moving on to the middle finger again, you might find that you have to turn your hand over for this one. Starting from the wrist, see if you can feel the tendons in the back of the hand and the tendons in the front of the hand that cause the fingers to open and close. Follow it all the way up to the tip of that finger. When you get there, give it a gentle pull. I got a pop out of that one. Going on to my index finger. Again, you're not trying to get a pop out of the hand, but if it does and it feels good, it was probably needed to be done anyway. Up to the tip of the finger, give it a good pull. Just make sure you don't pull somebody else's finger. According to my dad, bad things happen when you do that. Moving on to my thumb. Again, starting at the wrist. Working my way out to the end of the thumb. And give it a gentle pull. And then last part of the hand, remember this space right between the webbing of the index finger and thumb, almost down where the two bones meet. If you feel around there, you'll find one spot that's especially sensitive. Don't push too hard. You don't want pain. You just want it to feel good. Last part of the hands, we're going to do a little bit of reflexology, almost like I got a booger stuck on my finger and I'm going to try to flick it off. But I've got one on each one of my fingers. I want to make sure that also, like the fawns, I want to grab that thumb and I want to flick the thumbs up. Working my way to the pinky. Working my way to the thumb. Breathing naturally, really deep in through the nose, out through the mouth.